Hey guys, Faisal here from Phase and Codes. Today we're going to be looking at how to use the SSH protocol using two different applications. Alright, let's get started. So, first one is going to be Putty, download. Click on download Putty. And we're going to go for the 64-bit Windows installer. Wait for it to download. Click on the installer. Click next. I'm going to leave the destination folder default, but you can change it if you prefer. Click next. I'm going to allow the shortcut to the desktop and leave everything else default. Click yes and click finish. So now you'll see on our desktop we have the Putty agent. We'll click on that and now we'll SSH into our server 192.168.52.136. Leave the port default and we'll click open. There you go. We've logged in using Putty. Now the second application is going to be mRemoteNg. Click on download. We're going to use a stable version and it's going to be the zip. It's going to take a couple of seconds to download. We're going to create a folder. We're going to create a folder called mRemote. You can call this anything you like. I'm going to open up zip file. Click extract all. I'm going to browse to the desktop where I created my folder, mRemote, select folder, and extract it to that. Alright, so now that we have mRemote, I'm going to actually make a shortcut before we start it. Create shortcut, and I'm going to drag that to our home screen. Alright, so there we go. Now let's open it up. And we're going to keep the recommended settings. So click on the use recommended settings. Let's put in our ID, root at 192.168.52.136, and we're going to use the SSH protocol, and we're going to log in, and there you go. We have used mRemote to SSH to our server. I'm going to show you an advanced method or an advanced feature on the Putty where you do not have to put in the password to log in. So let's actually let's do that right now. So let's remove the SSH folder and start again. All right, so what we need to do is we need to generate keys. So we're gonna say SSH hyphen key gen. So key generate. Press enter. We're gonna leave the pathway default. If you want to change it, you can change it, but I'm gonna leave it default. Enter passphrase. I'm gonna leave it empty. Leave the passphrase empty, and it has been generated. So now if we do ls-la, we'll see that we have our SSH again. And this is a fresh SSH folder, new keys. So let's cd into it. And so what's going on here? Well, the thing is there's two keys. There's our public key and there's our private key. So we don't want to share a private key with anybody. Our public key can be shared. So let me show you. what we'll do is we're going to cat the content of the public key. Oops. And we're going to forward it to a file called authorized underscore keys. All right, so now we have put the content that was inside of this into this. And what we need to do is we need to copy our private key from the start, copy the whole thing, and make a notepad. So notepad, paste our key, save our key to the desktop, call it keys, and we'll close out of that. So now what we need to do is we need to open PuttyGen. And all these applications come when you install Putty. So let's open up PuttyGen. Let's click on load, go to desktop. Actually, let me create a folder called server keys and put our keys file inside of our folder. And then click on that. And then hover down where it says all files. Click on all files. Our keys are here. Click on our keys. Successfully imported our keys. Click OK. And let's save our private key. So save. Click yes. And we're going to save it in the same folder we just created, server keys. And name it anything you like. So let's say keys. And we'll click save. All right, so now that our keys have been saved in our ppk file, so this is what we got. This is what it generated. Now we're going to add our keys to our pageant. All right, so add keys. Maneuver over to our folder, server keys, our ppk file. All right, so now we successfully have added it. So let's see. Now let's try to SSH. Let's close this session. And now let's try to, oops, Putty. Now roots at 192.168.52.136. Press enter. There you have it. We've just successfully logged in using the SSH-keygen. There was no password prompt or anything. That's because we saved our private key on our machine locally. That way we have the access to that. And if we wanted to take this a step further, we can simply just, let me delete this one. We can simply just add it to our session. So for example, 192.168.52.136, and we can call this virtual 1. And we'll click save. And there we go. Now anytime we need to open it, we just click on this, and there you go. That's it. Keep in mind, guys, it is very crucial to create the authorized key file. Otherwise, this process won't work. So, for example, let me show you actually. If this was not present, then this whole SSH keygen capability function will not work. So just keep that in mind. All right, that's how you use SSH using Putty and mRemoteNg, and how to generate SSH keygen. I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment, leave a like. I'll see you guys in the next one.